Dr. Marie Miller here, coming at you again from Conscious Life Expo 2020. And we are here with the Xpnsion Network. And today I have the blessed privilege to be interviewing Donna McGrath. Thank you for coming here.
Thank you,
for
Krista.
allowing me to interview. This was divinely guided.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
So a little back history on Donna. In 1982, she was an NIH scientist, and she worked with Candace Pert. She shared a lab with Candace Pert, and her lab found a cure for sickle cell anemia. I was like, I know I'm missing a word there. It's like, boom. So that alone in itself is a fulfilled life, but she didn't stop there. She went on, after working in the lab, she went on to scientific sales, and in 1994 she had a number of tragic deaths that literally tore down her life. But as many of my viewers know, you must have a complete crumbling in order to rebuild yourself anew. Complete turnaround. And then you began your inward journey.
Yeah.
And you had a profound experience when you started your inward journey. Can you please share that with us?
Okay. So after my cousin passed away and my aunt was brutally murdered, I started to do a meditation. I went to a meditation group. I had to look up the word meditation before I went to the group that night. And then after that, I started doing Kundalini yoga and looking inward, and it was really it was the first time in my life that I ever felt peace. I just felt profound peace. So about 6 months later, and I had only meditated really for 6 months. And so many people meditate for 25 years and things like that, but what happened was it was recommended to me by my teacher to read The Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield. So I sat down and I was reading the book from around 4 o'clock in the morning from 9 o'clock in the morning till 4, and I put the book down to stretch. So I got through all of the insights. I'm not sure if the readers, I'm sure most of the readers have read the #1 selling book, The Celestine Prophecy. So at any rate, I read the insights till 4 o'clock in the morning. I did a self-analysis and a life review of my own life up to that point, and I put the book down to stretch. At that point, a huge beam of light came in, and it was filling up the whole entire house. It was above me. I was laying on the living room couch, as well as it was in the dining room, and I could see it was everywhere. And then I heard the voice of God, basically, and the voice said, "You thought you knew so much. Molecular biology, biochemistry, immunology, toxicology, and all these different ologies, and all you know would fit on one grain of sand on this beach." So, and I saw a beach which stretched to eternity, and one piece of sand was taken out and put under my nose. So I was very humbled.
Right, yeah.
Very humbled.
So you went on from there to read 4,000 books quickly, very quickly, and then since you were vibrating on such a high energy, you didn't even eat for a while. Like, was it for a year, you said, or for how long?
Well, I didn't really talk about the light experience. Okay. So let me just
more into that, please.
Just a couple of sentences on that.
Please.
So I wondered where this beam of light was coming from.
Right.
It was coming from my left-hand shoulder behind my head. And when I looked into the beam of light, it was going out to space. So I saw stars, and I said, "Oh, I'd like to see what's out there." And as soon as I made that intention, I was out of my body. I was conscious, like a speck of consciousness, looking at myself on the couch, and then above my head, I could see a mist coming up from this perspective.
Yes.
And so it was body, mind, and spirit, and then my mind went with the spirit and through the beam of light. I went away from the planet, through the magnetic grid of the planet, to the mental part of the planet, which is above the magnetic grid. So I went through, and at that point I was in contact with higher consciousness, like for instance Einstein, Mozart, E = mc squared, musical symbols, mathematical symbols, Tesla, and I was exchanging knowledge with all of these enlightened beings that were ever on the planet. And then I continued to take off after that which I was extremely like a kid in a candy shop. And then, and then there was a black hole that sort of opened up, and I went through the black hole, and like the Starship Enterprise, everything went past me at warp speed,
Yes.
and I got to the Andromeda Galaxy. At that point, the light was there, and the light downloaded me with the history of the planet, the Akashic records of everyone on the planet, so then the ability to tap into people and the history of the planet and everything. And then after that whole spectacular show, the light said, "Do you have any other questions?" And I said, "Yes. I want to know how life was created and what is the cure for all diseases." And so one cell popped up, and then it was cellular division, which divided very, very rapidly and then was implanted in my third eye, which is basically the flower of life sacred geometry, which it's a symbol that is in the temples in Egypt and all over the world, I found out when I came back. So that's what actually substantiated my experience.
Beautiful.
So anyway, I was there, and then I came back. I did ask the light how long that took when I came back. And the voice said between 4 hours, 4 seconds, and the twinkling of an eye. So, of course, I don't use those words, usually the twinkling of an eye. And then I asked, and the light said, and just remember, no matter where you are from this point on, even living in the state of New Jersey. It was pretty funny, actually. You will always be happy now that you have entered the kingdom of God. And then I asked how long it took, and it said, between 4 hours, 4 seconds, and the twinkling of an eye.
That's beautiful.
So afterwards, I was completely transformed.
That's amazing. So a little bit, now we'll jump into a little bit of that transformation where you were able to, since you were vibrating at such a high energy, you didn't find the need to eat.
Yeah, I really, people ask me, I sort of didn't have a personality. I was hovering around 12 feet above my head. Like, I was very
Out of the body.
Christ-like.
Yes.
I was in Christ consciousness and everything. And I didn't eat. I didn't really sleep. I really didn't talk very much. I said the word interesting a lot. And,
That's my word.
Interesting.
Interesting.
It shows you that you're interested,
Yeah.
but there's
no,
and then I found that people would come to me with their problems and ask me different questions and things like that. I was drawn at 3 months late, so I touched books and I was able to absorb these books.
Yes.
I read around 4,000 books in about 3 months on all aspects of world religions, metaphysics, alternative medicine. When when I decided to eat, I tasted a piece of lettuce, and I could taste the chemicals on it. So I was guided by my teacher to go down to the health food store and get some organic produce.
Yes.
Okay, and then so when then they hired me, coincidentally, within 5 minutes when I went to the health food store. Yeah, they needed some part-time work. I ended up working part-time for them for 10 years. And when the customers would come in, I could see their auras, and if they would ask me a question, I would just channel what the remedies, the nutritional supplements that they needed.
Yes.
2 of these, 3 of these, 4 of these.
You're like, and you're good to go.
Days, yeah.
So from this experience and everything, you are now able to channel and be a medium. Are you doing readings personally one-on-one now?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
definitely. So while I was in the health food store, my nephew that passed away, or my cousin, came to me, as well as other beings from the other side, everyone that had messages. And so I really didn't know what to do with this. And that's when I started coming to the Whole Life Expo, the Consciousness Life Expo, and things like that. So I've done about 15,000 contact with the deceased readings, and I did that primarily for 10 years, right along with James Van Praagh and Deepak Chopra and Danyan and all the people that are here. So I've been doing this expo for a long time. My work at one point morphed into a conglomeration of all the different modalities. So I studied about 9 different modalities. So I'm a Reiki master, NLP master, a hypnotherapist, and and then I've studied IET, SRT, theta healing, all the different modalities. And so I've come to a point where you can ask me a question about that.
I was going to say, and so from all these healing modalities that you had, you created your own modality and kind of morphed it all into one, right?
Right.
And it is called positive negative replacement therapy. And so do you do that primarily now instead of readings, or do you still do readings, or those both?
It's a healing modality. So I'm going to be teaching it online, so everybody can look forward to that. Okay?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Okay. And also have a book that goes along with that. But I have, my first book here that tells about my experience is called From Corporate Mentality to Spiritual Reality: A True Out-of-Body Journey to Enlightenment. And that just talks about my light experience. And then subsequently, I morphed everything into a healing modality. So when I work with someone, I do energy work as well as asking questions, and then I channel the 5,000 different energies that I have. They're quantum energies.
Yes.
So and I work with the quantum level and the quantum field.
That's beautiful. All right, how can people find you?
Okay, on DonnaMcGrath.com is my website. If anybody would like to schedule a session, they could email me at miraclesbydonna@gmail.com, and or they could call me. My number is 267-392-9254. And so that's,
thank you.
Okay, and
I
then you
truly
just
appreciate it.
by the way, I do all of my sessions over the phone around the world.
Around the world, so
yeah,
you can get a hold of anybody.
Right.
And yeah.
If the person really wants to contact me and I happen to be in the vicinity, we could work out a meeting spot.
But
mainly over the phone.
So look into Donna McGrath. She is amazing. She's amazing energy. She really helped me out today, and truly, truly blessed angel here.
Well, thank you so
much.
Thank you.
Thank you so
All
so
right.
much.
All right, thank
you have
you.
a great day. Peace out, everybody.